Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now June 19th of 2023, and not only are we getting closer to the release of Indiana Jones, the Dial of Destiny on the 30th, giving a lot of fans a lot of skepticism about what's going on with this film based on all the confirmed spoilers and leaks that we went over before in past posts. Don't worry, I won't be going over that in case you guys don't want to get spoiled again. But one thing about everything related to characters like Helena and Teddy and all these new characters coming in, we know that Lucasfilm is trying to intentionally divert away from focusing on Indiana Jones himself in the latest installment of this franchise. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future Star Wars updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support, and let's get right into exactly what's going on here. Now, we know one thing about Indy 5 is that people out there like Phoebe Waller-Bridge and Kathleen Kennedy, and yes, even James Mangold, have been getting very defensive over this film in particular and the work that went into it, and how they are finally beginning to realize that there's a lot of fans that are already being very much against this movie based on what has been happening with all of the low marketing strategies that's leading to obvious examples that they're very much not confident in the film, to all of the story leaks that we discussed and the story spoilers, etc., and how a lot of fans really just aren't pre-purchasing anything or any kind of ticket. Now, getting on to all of this, what's interesting has a lot to do with Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Now, with many promoting Indy 5, the Dial of Destiny, those like Kathy Kennedy and Phoebe Waller have been getting ready for its release. Now, recently Waller-Bridge had some comments to say about Indy 5's Backlash and the fans having issues with the story focusing on Helena. Now, Waller-Bridge went on to state the following to the community. It's very apparent to myself and many others associated with Lucasfilm that these fans that are already giving us a critique of the film are simply afraid and fearful of change. They simply do not support equality and diversity, and that is just flat out disgusting to me as an actress. The great thing about films is that we can find ways to normalize all of this and have the public accept this approach eventually. The fans that are both refusing to support this approach and are also getting very offended over it simply have some growing up to do, and we are just dealing with man babies. Alright, so she went full Rian Johnson here, basically. You guys may recall that when people did not like The Last Jedi and they were talking all about it on Twitter, Rian Johnson called people man babies. That seems to be the common phrase now about people that do not like something that has so many different driven agendas forced into it that make itself turn away from the story and character development, filled with cringe dialogue, I must add. We already had that cringy clip where Phoebe Waller-Bridge is in that car chase where she's telling Indiana Jones that she's daring, beautiful, self-sufficient, and then drives off in front of him, leaving him behind. It's just really a Helena movie. We've talked about this. We've talked about the spoilers. I won't go into it in depth, but this is a Helena story. Every move that she makes is all led by herself, where basically Indy is like getting stringed along. That's basically how the story is for the most part. But moving down into exactly more to do with what Phoebe Waller-Bridge had to say. Now, we know that she is very defensive over this movie as well, because she, believe it or not, did play somewhat of a role in participating in some of the storytelling elements with James Mangold, because she is a screenwriter herself. She is a general creator. She did create Fleabag, by the way. But looking back at this, that is also worrisome, because that goes to show you that she most likely did create all that cringy dialogue with Kathleen Kennedy. I'm not quite sure how much was Mangold or how much was Kathy Kennedy driven, but you can always tell what is supported by Kathleen Kennedy. It's always apparent. Now, moving on to the next thing. Alright, she goes on to state further, it's unfortunate, but this is the age that we live in where diversity and equality is not welcome, especially in films or major franchises like this that we are trying to regulate. Fans also are having an issue with my character Helena being at the forefront, also need to lower their expectations. This wasn't just going to be a film about Indiana Jones. It's a group of characters in one movie featuring Indiana. We need to focus on a newer generation to reach out to other fans that would like to see new adventures of the next generation of characters and where they could lead. People that keep using the term woke have no business seeing this movie and need to go watch something else. We don't want to deal with fans like that who are so petty. So there you have it again. People that use that term are apparently very petty people. And this is once again, in reverse, what she is doing is very petty. That's the truth. What she is doing, what she is saying is very petty, especially to Indiana Jones fans. I don't know how much it's going to take for Lucasfilm, especially Kathleen Kennedy, to finally get that this kind of material is something that we just do not want. And Indiana Jones was the last straw. People are now beginning to wake up. I myself am very much, fully dealt with Lucasfilm right now, what they're doing with everything Kathleen Kennedy-wise. Anything John and Dave-wise, I am fully in support of so far. So far, Ahsoka is looking promising through the marketing and through that campaign, so we'll have to wait and see what happens on August 26th. But we've heard nothing but great things about what's been going on behind the scenes, and of course behind closed doors for the production of that. But moving to the next and more important thing, she goes on to conclude, our film is a work of art and a special present to the community that we spent so much time on that took lots of effort, so it should be respected. Yeah, that's very narcissistic, guys. I don't know about you, but that's very narcissistic attitude right there. A very narcissistic attitude. Saying that, we made this piece of art and it should be respected. It should be respected. So, you have that attitude, always by Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and I never was a big supporter of this actress, ever. Not ever in my lifetime. She's right up there with Brie Larson in my book as far as I'm concerned. She was a very cringe character in Solo: A Star Wars Story, L337, that droid. I remember seeing that movie, and when the droid, I think, got dismantled, everyone was like standing up and cheering. I cannot make this up, and I saw it a second time. I know some people are like, what, you saw Solo a second time? And I'm like, yes. When I saw it a second time, same exact thing happened, people cheered. That's how hated that character really is, because that character was once again promoting driven agendas by Kathleen Kennedy. You guys may recall, in the Han Solo film, L3 is literally pushing equality. She's saying that she wants equal rights. Equal rights, equal rights. She says it like 5 times. Very annoying character, I must add, but without getting too much off track here, focusing back on INDY quick, this is just going to show you that their marketing campaign is trash. It's really a train wreck, and it's not going well. We do know that they're going to have a little boost in ad advertising on the internet and on television starting tomorrow, so expect a little bump in that. But that's about it. We got 10, 11 days until release, give or take, and they really are embracing a big box office failure. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below, fill me in below what you all have to say about this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.